Hello everyone, and welcome to my Gobul guide. I'm using a light bowgun. It is made completely of Royal Ludroth parts, barrel, stock, and frame. I get 5 rapid-fire shots of sub and 4 shots of pellet level 2, and that is what I will be using. I have Cha-Cha with the fluffy mask, and we'll see how this goes. So, as you notice, as in all of my videos, I generally have full health and stamina because I eat food every single time before I go here. And if I don't have a full 150 health bar, it just makes me kind of on edge because more health is better, of course. I brought frogs, which are pretty much necessary for this fight if you want to get the subquest, because frogs are the only thing that Gobul will actually bite, because you can fish him out. All you gotta do is go to Area 4. This is where he is every single quest that has Gobul in it. He will always be in Area 4 when you start, generally, because I don't know why, that's just where his spawning point is. When you fish him out, he always lands in the same spot. So just go around where that spot is. It's actually a little bit farther over than where I set my bombs, but set some bombs there. And bombs have a pretty good radius, so you don't have to be exact. Throw your frog in there, and get ready for Gobul to come bite. You don't have to press A or anything. You just have to keep it out there, and when Gobul bites it, it'll just do a cutscene, and you'll fish him out, like so. So Gobul will flop around underwater, and then pull him back up, subquest complete, and he lands over there and drops an item. Go ahead and shoot. Blow up those barrels. That does a ton of damage because they're 2 barrel bomb pluses and Cha-Cha's little barrel bomb. So then what I did is I just started pounding away with pellet shots right away. These shots are very good for Gobul because he's pretty big and you can scatter the shots all around him. The lantern is a real pain in the butt because every time he uses it, it screws up the screen like that. So I apologize for the fact that Gobul is an idiot. The tail whip that Gobul does, you'll know he'll do it because he'll stop and then he'll kind of like curl his tail up and then he'll fling it side to side. If this hits you even a little bit, it doesn't do a lot of damage, but what it does do is it paralyzes you, pretty much no matter what, unless you happen to be lucky and have the paralyze skill where you aren't affected by that. Getting crammed up against a wall like this gets pretty annoying because then Gobul can just keep running you over. When you get crammed up against a wall like that, pretty much with any boss, the most important thing is just to get out of the way because they'll just keep attacking you. It happens a lot. Occasionally monsters will run you up against a wall and then tail whip you. But so with this bowgun set, it is a light bowgun, so after I shoot, I can hop off to the side a little bit, which is pretty nice. Since I brought pellet shot level 2, it's probably one of my favorite shots to use, just because it does a really good amount of damage, and you can buy it right off the bat, so you can automatically have 60 without having to make them, which is also nice. So then just buy a bunch of pellet level 2s and bring them along, and then also bring actually I believe it's the huskberry, and I think it's either Weaver and Fang or Weaver and Claw. You can either look it up online for the specifics, or I will post them in the comments when I can find out. So generally, what happens is you'll shoot all of your pellet level 2s at him in this first part, and then he'll run off to Area 3 and go underwater. But either I didn't hit him with enough of my shots or whatever, but by the time I ran out of pellet level 2s, he still wasn't moving to the next area. So that's when you either want to use paralyze, because this gun gets 2 shots of paralysis, or you want to go ahead and combine some materials and make more pellet level 2s. But generally, if you hit him with a bunch of bombs when you fish him out and a full pouch of pellet shots, it'll take out a really large amount of health, and then he'll go to area 3, and you'll fight him for a little bit, and then he should be capturable. So here I run out of pellet shots. I figured that he was going to run away, because he did last time when I made sure that I had all my equipment right. So I just tried to paralyze him, hit him a few times, but I realized that paralyzing him would be kind of pointless because I don't have any bombs. So paralysis does actually do damage though. As you can see, I accidentally hit one of those bugs and it died just because they are really easy to kill, but it does actually do some damage. Sonic bombs are a really a nice thing to bring on this hunt because when Gobul goes either under water or when he kind of buries himself on land, which he can do for some reason, you can toss a sonic bomb and he will come half out of the ground and flop around for a few seconds. But when he goes into area 3, where he is hiding is pretty much right next to the entrance, and occasionally he'll do that attack where he just shoots straight up out of the water. I get rapid fire sub, and with sub shots and pellet shots, when you have rapid fire on them, you get 2 shots instead of 3. This is also the same with Crag shot. So it does a lot of damage, but you really got to be careful about when you're shooting. Sub shots also have a high level of recoil. I am not sure how the damage formula works on these because I don't know the I don't know the power on these shots. But underwater, if Gobul corners you against the wall, he can kind of give you a bad day because every time he flips and stuff, spikes are flying everywhere. It can be relatively unpleasant. So when you get underwater, go ahead and keep firing with sub shots. Sub shots work exactly like pellet shots. They have 3 hits. If you use sub level 2, which you actually have to make, you get 5 shots, or 5 hits, I should say. But sub level 1 still does plenty of damage, and it's kind of pointless to use it when you're on land, just because it only gets 2 hits. See, you can see he's swimming kind of funny. Gobul's not the best swimmer, but you can tell that he's weak because he really swims funny. So what he'll do is when he's in area 3, he just ducks under and then he is in area 8. So what you want to do is get your trap ready if you plan on trapping him. I am doing it for the sake of time, and also because I really have no need to carve from him. But the main thing with fighting Gobul is if it takes you 30 minutes to kill him your first try, that's not too bad. I mean, some people have an easier time with some bosses than other people do. I, for one, the first time I fought him, I didn't fight him with a bowgun, so it took a while because, you know, when you're low rank, you really don't have very powerful guns or really powerful weapons. So if it takes a lot of shots to kill him, don't be surprised. Just be prepared. Bring a lot of stuff. Traps are nice if you really are only getting the quest done so you can get it done, because it is the urgent quest. So don't feel bad if you can't kill every boss in 10 minutes. It's really not that easy to do. So what I did here is I set my trap a little bit too high, because the last time I fought him, just before this, he didn't come straight up out of the water. He moved to the side and then he came up. So I was kind of hoping to catch him on either the attack where he goes straight up or the attack where he just kind of dashes at you. But unfortunately, he did not do that right away. So there's that tail whip. Stay way away from that. And basically just keep shooting him. Hopefully he'll run into the trap. I was expecting him to get stunned there, but I didn't. So then Gobul will go underwater again, or under the surface, and basically just keep going. So Gobul really likes to hug near the bottom, but occasionally you can get him to come higher up. If you are higher up, he'll follow you. So chuck some tranks after you get him in the trap, and he's sleeping like a baby. Breaking the lantern, I find it best to do when he is paralyzed, because the lantern is relatively drooped down. There are 3 ways you can bomb him. You can bomb him in the beginning, like I did. You can bomb him when he's sleeping here, and you can also bomb him in both places. If you bomb him while he's sleeping, it does 3 times damage. So thank you for watching, and please subscribe.